under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Quorum.
Please be seated. Our thanks to Dennis Perkins, Gordon Harris, Jim Zimmerman, Joe Lyles, and Jim Cox for presenting the colors for us this evening. Item number 4 on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. Is there anyone on the council who wishes to make any change in the agenda for this evening? Seeing none, we will move on to item number 5. That's the approval of the April 10, 2023 closed City Council meeting minutes.
Mayor Moore?
Councilman Councilman Mallon.
Okay. I move to approve the minutes from the April 10th, 2023 closed City Council meeting.
Second.
A motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the April 10 closed City Council meeting minutes. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Item number 6, approval of the April 10, 2023 regular City Council meeting minutes.
Mayor Moore?
Councilman Mallon.
I move to approve the minutes from the April 10th, 2023 regular City Council meeting.
Second.
A motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the April 10, 2023 regular City Council meeting. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. Item number 7 on the agenda tonight is a proclamation declaring Building Safety Month. That would be Mr. Napoli.
Whereas the City of Gladstone is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends on the safety and essential role our homes, buildings, and infrastructure play, both in everyday life and when disaster strikes. And whereas our confidence in the resilience of these buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And whereas these guardians are dedicated members of the International Code Council, a nonprofit that brings together local, state, territorial, tribal, and federal officials that are experts in the built environment to create and implement the highest quality codes to protect us in the buildings where we live, learn, work, and play. And whereas these modern building codes include safeguards to protect the public from hazards such as hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes, wildland fires, floods, and earthquakes. And whereas Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about the critical role of our community's largely unknown protectors of public safety, our local code officials, to assure us of safe, sustainable, and affordable buildings that are essential to our posterity. And whereas it starts with you, the theme for Building Month Safety 2023 encourages us all to raise awareness about building safety on a personal, local, and global scale. And whereas each year, in observance of Building Safety Month, people all over the world are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety, resilience, and economic investment at home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential service provided to all of us by local and state building departments, fire prevention bureaus, and federal agencies in protecting lives and property. Now therefore I, Jean E. Moore, Mayor of the City of Gladstone, Missouri, on behalf of members of the Gladstone City Council and all Gladstone residents, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2023 as Building Safety Month. Thank you.
Item number 8 is communications from the audience. This is a time during every council meeting when we invite the audience to speak, if they wish, about any topic not listed on the agenda tonight. Is there anyone in the audience? Please come forward to the podium, state your name and address, and limit your comments to about 5 minutes. If you want to use the podium over there, that would be great.
My name is Mitchell Gibson. That's my wife, Amber Gibson. We are at 7625 North Park Avenue. 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago, I called animal control, got permission to have mini pigs in my backyard. They said I could have up to 2 of them. So we bought 2 Juliana mini pigs. We've had them for a little over 4 years, and animal control come out and told me that Beth, the manager at the time, misinterpreted the ordinance. So I got a copy of the ordinance. It clearly states in there that through the city council, I can get a special permit to have my pigs in the backyard. So I'm just asking to either maybe grandfather them in to where it's the only 2 I can have. If one dies or whatever, that's, you know, too bad. We're looking, you know, I've had them for 4 years. I'm looking at a tops another 4 years, and then I'm moving to Oklahoma. So if I can just get them grandfathered for the next 4 years, they're mainly for my grandson, which is autistic, and they're his way of being able to communicate with his teachers, and, you know, he talks about his pigs all the time. So I was going to bring it to city council to see if maybe there's a way I could get a special permit or have them grandfathered in.
Mr. Gibson, thank you for coming tonight. Can we get Mr. Gibson together with Austin? Will you meet with Mr. Gibson to see if we can come to an agreement on this?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for coming tonight. We appreciate it. Is there anyone else in the audience who wishes?
Hi, I'm John Bledsoe, 206 Northeast 76th Terrace. I understand that the city now owns the Mosby Cave area property after that lawsuit. The cave is a septic tank and laterals for the runoff of about 40 acres. The choking from Aldi's trash and North Oak Businesses trash is slowing the drainage ability of the cave. The tidal wave flow of the ditch is threatening the structural integrity of the westernmost house on that block. I previously presented a drawing to the city of a suggestion of the best way, in my opinion, of fixing the drainage situation for everyone. I don't know what happened to that. I'd like to hear what everybody is thinking these days, and I also just happened to hear that the subject may be coming up through the city anyway, of the drainage down 76th Terrace. Is that correct? Is that going to happen tonight?
Not this evening.
Uh-huh.
But could we get you together with Mr. Nevergall with Public Works?
He loves my opinion on this. Doesn't everyone?
I'm sure he does.
Okay, well, let's just go one other question then. Is it really true that the city now owns the property at the Mosby Cave area? Okay?
That is true.
If this situation with the drainage got fixed, now there's no ditch on that property either, sort of, where that property that the city now owns could be developed a whole bunch better than a ditch that's useless, number one. Plus, I'm finding out that the property southwest of the cave area has been sold now and is planning on becoming duplexes. Well, I hope whoever the developer is there, as well as the city, is taking into account that lowland area where it needs to have that ditch put in and that culvert pipe put in that we were discussing already in the drawings. Y'all have a nice day.
Thank you, Mr. Bledsoe, we appreciate it. Is there anyone else in the audience who wishes to come before the council tonight? Seeing none, we will move to item number 9, which is communications from the city council. Thank you, Mr. Bledsoe. We'll move to communications from the city council. We'll start with Councilman Smith.
Thank you, Mary Moore. First of all, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Is this go round number 4?
It is.
That's fairly prestigious in the city of Gladstone, by the way. Anyway, congratulations to you, and it's good to see a couple of folks out here, Pam Smitka and former city manager Kirk Davis and Phyllis, and it's good for them to be around. Makes you feel better, but
Yes.
Congratulations again, and let me know what I can do for you, and I'll try to weasel out of it.
Thank you, Councilman Smith. Councilman Mellon.
Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank
I'll save
you.
my comments for the end of
All right,
the
all
session.
right. Councilman Garnes.
Thank you. Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you.
Just wanted to mention we had a Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting last week and got updated on the replacement of the park shelters at Oak Grove Park. So, good meeting. That's all I had. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Spallo.
I'll hold my comments till the end
All
tonight.
right,
Thank you.
thank you. Well, I had just a couple of things. I was able to attend the Capital Improvements Committee meeting, and we heard a lot, well, we heard tonight again in our budget sessions what we were presented at Capital Improvements. But that's always a good committee, and Tim always does a great job presenting that information. They elected officers, and it was a long meeting, but very productive, so always good. And then I have a new tidbit of information, and I have had a focus on trash. I think there's too much trash in this city, and I have kind of berated Justin Murky about that, and anybody else I can find who will listen to me. And so we did last week put together, which I'm very excited about, we have a new committee, new project, and we're calling it the Glad Green Team. And so we had a great introductory meeting. 7 or 8 of us got together, and of people who love to pick up trash or are concerned about trash in this city. And so we have established the Glad Green Team, and we're kicking this off in May. The first time we're doing it is on May 3rd. And the second time we're doing it is on Saturday, May 6th. And we are doing this one Wednesday, one Saturday a month from 8 to 10. So we're looking for people in Gladstone to join the Glad Green Team. And so we're designating certain areas of the city to pick up trash in that area during that 2-hour window of time. So we're looking for scout troops, civic organizations, just individuals who want to jump out there and take the bull by the horns and clean up the city. The city will provide us pickers, gloves, bags, and they will come and pick up the trash that we collect. So the first 2 areas that we decided that were problematic was up and down M1. We're going to meet at Walmart. That's on the Wednesday, May 3rd, from 8 to noon. And then on Saturday, we're going to do downtown. So we're meeting at Linden Square. So I hope we can make this to be a movement, and so that we can generate enough interest by anybody who wants to, kids, anybody who wants to pick up trash in the city, so that my goal would be, we always say, isn't it great when it's snowing and you cross the city line and you know you're in Gladstone? Let's do the same thing for trash. Let's make it so that when you cross the city line in Gladstone, it's the cleanest municipality in the area. I think we can do this with very little effort and just a lot of fun and people getting involved. So that's my soapbox for the Gladstone, or the Glad Green Team.
Excellent.
Okay. We'll move to communications from the city manager. I might add our last time to ask the city manager for communication. So all
Thank you,
yours,
Mayor,
Scott.
and congratulations on your oath of office tonight and your
Thank
election
you.
as mayor, and congratulations to the council for another smooth transition in leadership. I do have a couple of things to say, if that's okay, so the report may be just a little bit longer than usual. For the last 6 months, former mayor and current council member Garnos has asked me during this period of time on the agenda if I have any announcements to make. Every time I felt put on the spot and I said, no, thank you. Well, tonight maybe I have a few things to say, a few thank yous. As most of you know, this is my last city council meeting as an employee of Gladstone after almost 28 years. Thank you for the opportunity to serve in a variety of roles over the years. The work of the city takes hundreds of dedicated people who have an important role. Every day these people make sure the water turns on, the sewer goes downhill, an ambulance or patrol car shows up. The bills get paid, the inspections happen, the trash gets picked up, the fields get striped, and hundreds of other activities. The vast majority of these people do this work without griping, bragging, or expecting thanks. Working with those people is what's made my career rewarding. I'd like to thank a few folks. First and foremost, my family, Michelle, David, Matthew, and Rachel, who put up with a lot of hours away from home, bad moods, and stress in support of my career. It truly takes a village to raise a family, and Gladstone will always be our village. Thank you to the leadership team. You are a group of people that have always put up with my questioning, my passive-aggressive style, and my unreasonable requests. Despite all of that, you've found success. I respect each of you immensely and thank you for your constant support and for your efforts on behalf of the organization and the community. Thank you to the employees of this organization. Everyone plays a vital role in making the organization work, and without caring and dedicated advocates, nothing would happen. I'm always amazed that when the situation seems bad, the right people step up to serve our community in new and innovative ways. Finally, a thank you to our partners and that are too many to name, but include the Gladstone Chamber, Northland Neighborhoods, the School District, MARC, Clay DC, and many others. Working together makes us all stronger. Thank you to the past and current city councils. You have shown incredible stability, leadership, while letting us do our jobs. Thank you for what you do and have done to lead our community. It's very important. You get paid $100 a year for the right to be griped at and lead our community, and I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. Thank you to my professional mentors that include Jim Norris and Kirk Davis, and good luck to Bob Bear as our next city manager. Remember, support is only one phone call away. Thank you to the business community. Without a strong business base, a community can lose its balance. The bankers, the developers, the retailers, the service providers all play a critically important role in providing good services and resources to the community. And finally, the reason we all do what we do is for the residents of this community. So thank you to all the residents over the years that have shown support, patience, anger, gratitude, and challenge us to do better in meaningful ways. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Scott. I know you won't want it, but you'll have more of this to come, so.
Yay.
Item number 11 on our agenda is the consent agenda. Madam Clerk, will you please explain and read the consent agenda?
A consent agenda allows the City Council to consider and approve routine items of business without discussion. Any member of the City Council, the city staff, or the public may request removal of any item from the consent agenda and request that it be considered under the regular agenda if discussion or debate of the item is desired. Items not removed from the consent agenda will stand approved upon motion by any council member, second and unanimous vote to approve the consent agenda as published or modified. Consent agenda. Consider special event permits. Gladstone Spring Beautification Event, Happy Rock Park West, Friday, April 28th, 2023, and Saturday, April 29th, 2023, 8 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Gladstone Spring Brush Drop, Public Works Facility, Friday, May 5th, 2023, through Sunday, May 7th, 2023, 8 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Gladstone Paper Shredding Event, Public Works Facility, Saturday, May 13th, 2023, 9 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Oak Hill Day School Picnic Celebration for Students and Families, Linden Square, Monday, May 15th, 2023, 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. Gladstone Electronic Recycling Event, Public Works Facility, Saturday, June 24th, 2023, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Animal Control Drive-Through Vaccination Clinic, Animal Control Facility, Saturday, July 8th, 2023, 7 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Gladstone Household Hazardous Waste Collection, Happy Rock Park West, Saturday, August 5th, 2023, 8 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. Walk to End Alzheimer's, Happy Rock Park West, Saturday, October 14th, 2023, 6:30 to 11:30 a.m. Gladstone Area Chamber of Commerce, Blues Fest, additional temporary variance for street use permit to close Northeast 70th Street between North Cherry Lane and North Cherry Street during the event for foot traffic, Friday, June 2nd, 2023, and Saturday, June 3rd, 2023, 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m. Resolution R-23-11, a resolution authorizing change order number 2 in the amount of $60,000 to the professional services contract with Hafer-Welker Architects for architectural design services for the interior renovation of City Hall. Resolution R-23-12, a resolution authorizing acceptance of work under contract with She Digs It LLC for the 2022 Curb, Gutter, and Sidewalk Program Phase 1, Project TP2304, and authorizing final payment in the amount of $500. Resolution R-23-13, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with Lantel Communications Services Incorporated in the total amount not to exceed $369,085 for the FY23 Curb, Gutter, and Sidewalk Program Phase 2, Project 2305. Consider financial report for 8 months ending February 28th, 2023.
Excellent job. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes an item to be removed from the consent agenda? Anyone on the council? Staff?
No, ma'am.
Mayor Moore.
Councilman Smith?
Move we approve the consent agenda as published.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda as published. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The consent agenda is approved. We'll move on to item number 12, which is a public hearing amending section 6.110.570, levying sewer service charges and commodity rate charges in the city. We will hear first from the staff, then those in favor of the rate changes and those opposed. So we will open the public hearing.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. So this is always one of the more difficult days that I have. This is never easy to do, never fun to do, but it is something that's necessary. As we discussed in the budget earlier today, their staff is recommending a water rate change and a sewer rate change. So as we've discussed over the past few years, consumption has dropped. The number of customers has been about the same, but due to water-saving devices, whether it's faucets, showers, shower heads, toilets, items like that, consumption has dropped by about 20% over the past 15 to 20 years and continues to do so. Another issue that we've been having over the past few years is the number of water breaks and the cost of water breaks. This graph here just kind of shows the number. So the number on top of the line is actually the number of water breaks, and the number on the bottom is the cost. So fiscal year 20, we had 118 water breaks at a cost of $22,237. Fiscal year 21, 97 water main breaks, cost of $92,043. Fiscal year 22, 203 water main breaks at $235,816. And fiscal year 23, we know we had the major break at Broadway and Inglewood Road. That one by itself is expected to cost $500,000. So that's just one water break. I wish I could associate the number of water breaks with cost, but some water breaks are bigger than others. So currently, the proposed water, or the current water rate is $4.90 per 1,000 gallons. Staff is proposing to change the rates from $4.90 to $5.10 per 1,000 gallons of usage. Currently, the service charge is $9.27 per month. The proposed change will change that to $10 per month. The sewer side's a little bit different. As you all know, Kansas City takes care of our sewage treatment, so it goes directly to the city of Kansas City, and Kansas City drives the cost of our sewage treatment. Currently, the charge is $11.50 per 1,000 gallons with a service charge of $16.18 per month. Staff is proposing the new rate at $12.20 per 1,000 gallons with a monthly administration charge of $17.15 per month. So where would that put us in the grand scheme of things moving forward? Kansas City's rates will be changing as of May 1st. So where does that put us in the grand scheme of all the cities? So Kansas City is the highest at $130.28. Currently, Gladstone for 5,000 gallons of water and 4,000 gallons of sewage is $95.95. The proposed rate changes would put us at $101.45, or a change of $5.50 per month. Something to consider while we're looking at this is other cities right now are probably discussing the same thing. We took the survey as of March of 2023. So again, with Kansas City changing their rates May 1, that will affect several of these cities on this list. With that, I will address any questions that you may have.
Questions, comments for Dominic? Dominic, you said it at the beginning. These are two of the two bills coming up are two of the ones that I think every year or every time this comes forward, we all have to hold our noses to vote for, because nobody wants to do this, but sadly we're faced with that reality. Is there anyone, thank you, Dominic.
Thank you.
Is there anyone who wishes to speak in favor of this rate change? Anyone opposed? If not, we'll close the public hearing. Then we'll move to item number 13, which is first reading of bill number 23-17, an ordinance amending section 6.110.570 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Gladstone, Missouri, levying sewer service charges and commodity rate charges in the city.
Mayor Moore.
Mayor Pro Tem Spallo.
I move to place bill number 23-17 on its first reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to place bill number 23-17 on its first reading. Is there any discussion? All in favor of placing bill 23-17 on its first reading say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
First reading bill number 23-17, an ordinance amending section 6.110.570 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Gladstone, Missouri, levying sewer service charges and commodity rate charges in the city.
Mayor Moore.
Mayor Pro Tem Spallo.
I move to accept the first reading of bill number 23-17, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the first reading of bill number 23-17, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading. Is there any discussion? All in favor of placing bill number 23-17 on its second reading say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
Second reading bill number 23-17, an ordinance amending section 6.110.570 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Gladstone, Missouri, levying sewer service charges and commodity rate charges in the city.
Mayor Moore.
Mayor Pro Tem Spallo.
I move to accept the second and final reading of bill number 23-17 and enact it as ordinance number 4.636.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the second reading of bill number 23-17 and enact it as ordinance 4.636. Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Smith?
Aye.
Councilman Mallums?
Aye.
Councilman Garnos?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Spallo?
Aye.
Mayor Moore?
Aye. Bill number 23-17 stands enacted as ordinance 4.636. Item number 14, first reading of bill number 23-18, an ordinance amending section 6.110.000 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Gladstone, Missouri regarding water service rates in the city.
Mayor Moore.
Councilman Malum.
I move to place bill number 23-18 on its first reading.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to place bill number 23-18 on its first reading. Is there any discussion? All in favor of placing bill number 23-18 on its first reading, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
First reading bill number 23-18, an ordinance amending section 6.110.100 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Gladstone, Missouri regarding water service rates in the city.
Mayor Moore.
Councilman Malum.
I move to accept the first reading of bill number 23-18, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to accept the first reading of bill number 23-18, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading. Is there any discussion? All in favor of placing bill number 23-18 on its second reading, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
Second reading bill number 23-18, an ordinance amending section 6.110.100 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Gladstone, Missouri regarding water service rates in the city.
Mayor Moore.
Councilman Malum.
I move to accept the second and final reading of bill number 23-18 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.637.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to accept the second reading of bill number 23-18 and enact it as ordinance 4.637. Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Smith?
Aye.
Councilman Malum?
Aye.
Councilman Garnos?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Spallo?
Aye.
Mayor Moore?
Aye. Bill number 23-18 stands enacted as ordinance 4.637. We will move to item number 15, which is other business, which has to do with a presentation to our city manager. So before we do that, wanted to see if there are members of the council who have comments that they would like to make. Councilman Smith.
Mayor Moore, thank you. I'm not going to read a whole bunch of prepared remarks and say nice things about Scott, only because I will not be able to say them nearly as well as the rest of you. And then I also tend to get somewhat sentimental, even in Scott's case. Each city manager, and you've heard me say it before, that this city's been fortunate enough to have has been perfect for the time that they were here, okay? And Kirk Davis is the most recent example of that. Jim Norris, when he was here, he had the he had the ego and everything else big enough to survive those times and make things happen. But there's two things that he did that changed the course of a lot of lives. First of all, he hired a young man named Scott. The second thing he did is he hired a young woman by the name of Laura. Won't say anything about Laura, but we all know about Scott. And I remember during that process, we had an interview panel that I was fortunate enough to sit on, and we had three finalists like we usually do, like we went through the other day. And we did our interviews, and we were sitting there and we were discussing who we should recommend to the city manager to hire. And some other individual got the nod. And there was someone in the room who said, no, wait a minute, as everybody's getting up and ready to leave, said, you know what? They're equally qualified. They're both good, all three good people. But the Scott kid, I think, would be a better fit for Gladstone. One by one, everyone on the panel sat back down and they started discussing again, and the recommendation was unanimously made to the city manager to hire Scott. And one of the two best decisions, I think, that Jim possibly made. Scott, we had a lot of fun in those early years because I wasn't on the council, and I think we got a lot done. You know, Scott really has touched every single thing that you see right now. In a partnership largely with Kirk, Scott made a lot of Kirk's visions a reality, and they made a great team. Those early years, I remember Scott scribbling out one thing in particular, and that was when Worth Harley-Davidson had talked about leaving Gladstone. Scott got out some paper and he started scribbling how this whole thing could work for Worth Harley-Davidson at Gladstone Plaza Shopping Center and turning that into Worth's complex. I also remember him, you know, we've been talking about downtown for 20, 25 years. Started drawing out about things that could happen down at 69th and North Oak. And it just kind of went on from there. But you've been fair. You've been honest. You've been a pleasure to work with for me. We always had this deal, no surprises. And I hope I never surprised you. I know you never surprised me. So, I hope you enjoy anything and whatever it is that you're choosing to do. And thank you.
Thank you, Moore. Well, Les, I do have my thoughts here written out. Scott, tonight it's a bittersweet evening. You're closing one chapter in your life and you're beginning the next chapter, retirement. A time to spend with your family and supposedly a time to strengthen your golf game. My words come from thoughts of working together for over 10 years. They may appear simple, however, so powerful to describe your influence that you've had on your leadership team, us, the City Council, and the City of Gladstone as a whole. You are a leader, you are a mentor, and definitely a decision maker. Look at the downtown, the community center, the Heights, Summit Grill, iWorks, the hotel, Stone Canyon, and then improvements to Fire Station 2, the Police Department Annex, the Early Childhood Center of the school district, working with them, and the 200-plus apartment complex at Hobby Hill. In each development, you led the way. As a leader, you demonstrated influence, and you led others. As a leader, you became great not because of your power, but because of your ability to empower others. I've reflected over your actions and your words shared at the Employee Recognition Luncheon. I still remember when you spoke of the Gladstone Way. Your words, your actions inspired others to dream more, to learn more, and do more for our city. As a mentor, you demonstrated you could walk your talk. Scott, you lead by example. You provided wise counsel and guidance to the staff. You were willing to spend your time to guide and to develop others. You look at your leadership team, second to none. A great mentor is somebody who is impossible to forget, someone who is admired and greatly appreciated. And Scott, that is you. Finally, you have been a difference maker. Your dedication has made a huge impact on our city. Over the years, you improved the lives of others. Your team, you encouraged others to do the right thing. Again, to follow the Gladstone way. Scott, we say thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Mullins.
Councilman Gardas.
Mayor, I think I said everything last week that I was going to say.
Thank you.
But thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Swallow.
Of course, I have prepared comments also because I wanted to make sure I got through this. So, Scott, best wishes on your retirement. It has been such a pleasure having a bird's eye view of your career and sharing in some of your success stories. If not for you, would I be sitting here tonight? Your invitation to co-chair Shaping Our Future in 2016 was the catalyst I needed to become more involved in city planning and eventually running for city council. Thank you. Your faith in me has always meant so much. I recently read this quote and I automatically thought of Scott. It says, if you don't create a great, rewarding place for people to work, they won't do great work. Great work is performed by all of our associates every day under your incredible leadership and guidance. This is why Gladstone is an award winner. You have fostered a positive, caring atmosphere, which has enabled people to perform at their highest level, guaranteeing the best customer service. Thank you. Speaking about your many professional accomplishments comes with ease. There are so many projects and initiatives with your thumbprint, but I feel that your greatest accomplishment has been your family. What a pleasure it has been watching Matthew, David, and Rachel grow up to be incredibly intelligent, productive, caring human beings just like you. I would like to say thank you to Michelle for her patience. As you said, being married to a city manager requires the understanding that there will be a lot of interrupted family time, and we as a city cannot thank you enough for sharing Scott with us since 1995. Scott, in closing, thank you for your devotion and sacrifice to making Gladstone a great community. You are the embodiment of our mission. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, would everybody like to join me down front?
Oh, great.
Start with a proclamation. Whereas Scott Wingerton has announced his retirement following 28 years of devoted service to the city of Gladstone, Missouri. And whereas Scott Wingerton's years of employment have been marked by dedicated service to the residents of Gladstone in a variety of positions, beginning in 1995 as the Director of Planning and Development and Assistant City Manager in 2002. And whereas Scott Wingerton has served as Gladstone City Manager since 2016, while faithfully serving city council members, the business community, and Gladstone residents. And whereas Scott Wingerton has earned the highest commendation for the manner in which he has performed his duties to the city of Gladstone, with special thanks for his leadership, dedication, professionalism, outstanding, and transformational contributions to the Gladstone community. His humble, selfless service created a culture in which city staff could grow. He has challenged his coworkers to think outside the box, make their own decisions, and problem solve. Over the years, he has served alongside his coworkers as a friend, confidant, and mentor. And whereas Scott Wingerton has been instrumental in millions of dollars in economic development projects, infrastructure, and facility improvements within the city of Gladstone. And whereas Scott Wingerton was key to implementing the vision for a thriving downtown that has received well over $150 million from the feds. Now therefore I, G.B. Moore, Mayor of the City of Gladstone, Missouri, proudly convey the appreciation and best wishes of the Gladstone City Council and all Gladstone residents to Scott Wingerton, and do hereby proclaim April 24, 2023 in Gladstone, Missouri as Scott Wingerton Recognition Day on the occasion of his retirement and in tribute to his distinguished career with the city of Gladstone, Missouri. My comment, I had notes. So I had to write mine out too, because I didn't think I could do that. So Gladstone is a vastly different place than it was 28 years ago. And although I know you're cringing inside because you've heard all of these words of praise, and I know that you resist any kudos at all for anything that you had to do with changing the landscape of the city, you absolutely have to accept credit for the passion and dedication and devotion that you've so selflessly given to the community. I was mayor in 2016 when we welcomed you as our city manager. And now, in 2023, it's my duty to say goodbye. I can say in no uncertain terms that it was a lot more fun and a lot easier to say hello than it is to say goodbye. Yours has been a remarkable journey, not always easy for sure, but we knew you always had our back, and I hope that you knew that we had yours. You've always had the best interest of this community first and foremost in every decision you've made. We offer our deepest thanks and appreciation and wish you all the best wherever your journey takes you.
and I'd like to read it. It says, City Manager Scott Wingerson, this flag, a symbol of our city, has flown as a silent sentinel through fair weather and fierce storms during your tenure with the city. Like this flag, you faithfully served our community and did your job well.
Scott, you can't leave without the key. The key to the city. In grateful appreciation of his dedication, professionalism, and outstanding contributions to the success of the city of Gladstone, 28 years of service, Director of Planning, Assistant City Manager, Interim Finance Director, and then finally City Manager. It's presented the 24th day of April with the greatest respect and affection from the mayors and city council members, our city managers, leadership team members, and employees who were privileged to serve with you.
Yeah, just you're all too kind, and sorry for you, you're too kind, and everybody here in the room that's being here tonight, and, it's not goodbye, it's just see you later for now. So, thank you very much, I appreciate you, and love you all to death.
Is there any further business to be brought before the body this evening? If not, we are adjourned. Thank you,
Austin?
everyone.